himself in two installments of Back to Godhead. The articles drew an immediate response from a physicist at the Gujarat University in Ahmedabad. Mr. Y.G. Nayak, who received Back to Godhead through the mail. Dr. Nayak thought Bhaktivedanta Swami's application of the anti-material principle was really a grand one. This is no doubt a classic essay. Dr. Nayak was interested in further discussion in physics and transcendental knowledge, and Bhaktivedanta Swami replied with equal enthusiasm, finally asking the physicist to join him in distributing the cultural heritage of India to the world. Convinced that such an essay had great potential to interest educated English-speaking readers, Bhaktivedanta Swami worked hard to raise enough in donations to print Easy Journey to Other Planets as a paperback book. He finally did so in the fall of 1960. A foreword by Dr. N.K. Siddhanta, Vice Chancellor of the University of Delhi, arrived late but was included in the book as an insert. While everyone may gain from it, the student community in particular is recommended to read the book with care and practice Bhakti Yoga, which will help to strengthen the mind and build a character. I shall be glad to see this work read by the students and teachers alike. Several Indian scientists and scholars contributed reviews noting the book's scientific cum spiritual vision and the method of speeding over space, not by mechanical acceleration of speed, but through psychological effort and spiritual emancipation. It was only 38 pages, but it was his first publication aside from the one-page folded newspaper, Back to Godhead. He tried to distribute the little book effectively. He gave one copy to Dr. P. Banerjee of the National Museum of New Delhi. Dr. Banerjee, he used to come to the library and consult some books, and I met him there. He gave me a book called Easy Journey to Other Planets. He gave me some copies to distribute for a rupee or half a rupee each. I felt attracted to him. I thought he was a saintly person with pure devotion without any outward glamour. He was not out to attract people just for the name and fame. He had little support from anybody. He was living alone in a small room in Chippewa and was devoted to his studies. So I asked him, "Sir, if you have time and you don't mind coming to my house, could you kindly come on Sundays and recite the Bhagavad Gita in my house?" He readily agreed. He was a good scholar. He was learned in the scriptures and he was fond of communicating his ideas to others. He was a good speaker and a good conversationalist. He was very polite. Whatever he said whatever he said very distinctly. He spoke in Bengali and explained the essence of the verses. Sometimes he also referred to the commentaries just to give me more information. The others were not very much interested in commentary or in difficult aspects, but because he knew that I had some studies in the field, he explained the commentaries for my sake and for the sake of one or two other gentlemen, who were also very elderly and scholarly. The gatherings at my house would be attended by about 20 or 30 people, and he would continue his explanation for 1 or 2 hours. Then he would recite the Hare Krishna mantra, and he would also take part with the kartalas, and harmonium. So it was a very enjoyable gathering because he made the difficult things very easy and explained everything to all of us according to our needs. He knew that this much is for this person, this much is intended for this man, and this much for the others. After the meetings, he used to take a little rest in my house. I requested him to take meals in my house, but he said he did not take meals prepared by others. But when he met my wife, and she said she would be happy to prepare the meals, he said, "All right, I will take." And she used to prepare meals on Sundays when he would come. He sometimes asked me how to get more and more people attracted to this field, but as a government worker, I could not persuade anyone very openly. nor had I the time to organize anything on a big scale for him. But he was not satisfied with that. He asked me if I could organize a bit on a bigger scale. He said that the people who attended the meetings in my house were very old, 70, 80. One was 90 years of age, retired, educated persons. It lasted for no less than a year. After that, he said he would be trying to go out to other places. He asked me to continue the gatherings, but I said I am not initiated. He said I could continue anyway because I was born as a Brahmana. He gave me the authority to continue for some time, but I could not continue because I used to go out. I lost all interest after he left. I was a government servant. Easy journey to other planets had been like a warm up for his real work of presenting Srimad Bhagavatam, but now he was even more convinced of the needs for the books. To preach, he would have to have books, especially if he were to go to the West. With books, he could create a spiritual revolution. There was so much literature in the West, but Westerners had nothing like this, nothing to fill their spiritual vacuum. Although he wanted to give as much time as possible to Srimad Bhagavatam, he decided to continue with Back to Godhead by using excerpts from already existing books, manuscripts, as articles. Occasionally, however, he would write and print a new article. In Relevant Inquiries, he wrote, We are just trying We are just trying to make a humble attempt to save the human being by propaganda of Back to Godhead. This propaganda is not fictitious. Is there any reality at all? This, if there is any reality at all, this propaganda of Back to Godhead is the beginning of that era of reality. In A Godless Civilization, Bhaktivedanta Swami referred to Prime Minister Nehru's complaints about the misuse of public funds in the name of religion. Dr. Vedanta Swami noted that although there were undoubtedly instances in which religious leaders were implicated in criminal offenses, it, if statistics were compared to the religious cheaters, would be outnumbered by the political cheaters. Although Pandit Nehru had been right in warning of religious fraud, the warning could not be effective without a thorough reform of spiritual institutions, and that the reform could be accomplished only with the cooperation of government leaders. Bhaktivedanta Swami quoted from his letter in which he had asked Prime Minister Nehru to take up the study of Bhagavad Gita, but as he informed his Back to Godhead readers, Pandit Nehru had never replied. Because of his lack of spiritual connection, he thought that his institution, the League of Devotees, might be something like so many matas and temples which have become the source of headache for the pandits.